The Lucy Craft Laney Museum of Black History, in partnership with the Augusta Convention and Visitors Bureau, is pleased to present the past, present, and future of the civil rights movement in Augusta, Georgia.
Some of the assets in the black community that I feel are extremely important. One is our heritage. When you stop and think about the heritage here in Augusta, Richmond County, you think about Lucy Laney, you think about Thomas Walter Josie, you think about C.T. Walker, C.S. Hamilton. We've got a very, very strong heritage right here in Augusta. The problem with that is, though, is that that educational process is not being taught to our younger kids and youth that are growing up in Augusta today. They've got to understand how very important those pioneers that came through from an educational perspective, from a religious perspective, from a civil rights perspective, and how we've been able to get to where we are today. So I think even though it's our greatest asset, it sometimes becomes our biggest weakness as well, because if it's not taught and it's not learned, then our young people of today have no way of understanding what people have gone through just for them to be able to live the way they live today, to be able to cast a vote, to be able to go out and eat at restaurants and sit down at restaurants. These are some of the things that have happened over a period of time. This story needs to be told. In Augusta, there appears to be a mindset of inferiority, and that's unfortunate in the black community, because the fact of the matter is that we've been at the forefront, or right there at the forefront of everything this United States of America has done and have been off the backs of African Americans and blacks in this community. So what I would like to say to our young people is that open up your minds, get that education, and then you can fully realize your potential and become productive citizens in society. But it begins with a transformation of the mind, and then the feet can move in the proper direction that they need to go for us to uplift this community as a whole, not just black Augusta or white Augusta, but Augusta as one. That educational piece is extremely critical, but part of that is, as we put all of these unfunded mandates on teachers, I believe that it begins right at home, first and foremost, and I think that's where we've been missing out in this process. We're sending kids to school on empty, and we're expecting the teachers to fill up their tank. Generally speaking, you bring the kids to school with something already in the tank to give the teachers something to work with. So even though that we have all of these cuts, it's going to take a village, just like it used to help raise our families and help raise our communities. My philosophy is, if everyone does a little bit, then no one has to do a lot. And so I'm looking for those foot soldiers who are just willing to do a little bit that will help our community uplift themselves and bring them up by the bootstraps and let them know that they can be productive citizens in society and that they don't have to be victims of their circumstance. I know growing up in Lansing, Michigan, I tell people all the time, I was born in the slums of Lansing, Michigan, but the slums wasn't born in me. And as long as you use that mentality, that regardless of what circumstance you find yourself in, you can make it in this world, but you're going to have to deal with the peer pressure that comes. You're also going to have to deal with your family and your friends who are putting that type of pressure on you, and you still have to stand fast and understand that there's a brighter tomorrow than what you see today. You can do that, but it's going to take that village, and it's going to take a lot of encouragement to make that happen. I think in the black community, when we talk about opportunity, it's just people need to have a chance, an opportunity, a real fair and equitable opportunity to show what they have to bring to this community. Oftentimes, when all things being equal, African Americans many times do not get the opportunity, a fair opportunity in this process, be it in business, be it in contracting, be it in the educational system, or what have you. Once that opportunity is given or granted, then what we see more often than not is we see real success and real success stories with our citizens and with our businesses as well. So I think one of the things that have to happen in Augusta, Richmond County is for us to be more fair, more equitable, to give opportunities. We're not talking about handouts. We're talking about a hand up that allow you to, again, rise above your circumstance. We're not talking about entitlement mentalities, but we're talking about taking your title and doing something with that would be positive, not only for you and your family, but for the citizens of Augusta, Richmond County. I'm excited to be in Augusta. This is a great place to live, having not been from here, but learning all the rich history and coming from the north down here to the south with all this southern hospitality and what have you. Augusta, Richmond County is a great place to be. We have a great legacy in the black community. We have a great legacy for the city as a whole. And I'm here to tell you Augusta, Richmond County is going to be on the map, and we're going to be one of the premier cities in the Southeast.
For more information about our Black heritage and to see an interactive map on Black historic sites in Augusta, Georgia, visit our website at LucyCraftLadyMuseum.com.